You want to bring your family, right? This video is for you. After all the hustle and you've gotten your documents, you've gotten a work, and even if you do not have a work, you can bring your family. So if this is your plans and you want to know more about this thing, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. What up, guys? Welcome to my channel. This is your boy Don Jeff. As you know, we always come with the truth, nothing but the truth. We are here again with another episode, but today's episode is going to be about family reunion. As we all know, when you have your documents, you have some job, and even if you did not have job, there are people that without job, they can even bring your family. So you would think of maybe bringing your family over here to join you. But before I start or maybe talk about this, if this is your first time watching me on this channel, it's all about education, influence, and entertainment. And if you want to be part of the family, all that you have to do is subscribe and click the notification bell. When I post a video, you will have it on time. If you subscribe without clicking the notification bell, when I post a video, you will not have it on time. Since I'm not the fluent person who used to upload video every day, I make sure that I come with important stuff. So I make sure that my stuffs are very, very accurate, like good for you people. So don't forget to click the notification bell. This will help you to have the video on time. So you have the document, you've planned everything, you've worked hard. Now you want to bring your family. What are some of the things you need to know before you bring your family? First, we say family reunion. It doesn't mean you can bring all your family. There are certain kind of people you cannot bring them, and you cannot bring them over here. There are certain kind of people you can bring them over here. Let's go, when we go back to Africa or maybe other parts, we have nuclear family and we have extended family. But from family reunion here in Italy, it depends on, let's say, a nuclear family, like your wife, your children, your mother, and your father. There are certain kind of people you cannot bring them, maybe you cannot bring them for family reunion, but you can bring them as tourists. Like your brother, your sister, your auntie, your niece, these people, you cannot do family reunion with them. You can only bring them like tourists. These things are two different things. For you to come as a tourist is different from family reunion. When you come as a tourist, you have the right to roam about, do whatever you have till your visa expire and you have to go back home. And if you are bringing somebody for family reunion, that means the person comes over here and requests for a permit and stay over here. Sometimes even if the children are coming because of their family, they might have the type of document the family have or maybe the father have. So after you know all these things, you know the differences. Let's say you want to bring your wife. If you want to bring a wife, there are certain kind of things you must put in mind. It's supposed to be legally married, so you need to have a marriage certificate for the process. And the marriage certificate, most of the people used to do mistakes over here, which I'll talk what's going. So now you know all these things. The children, you can bring your child even if you gave birth to that child outside marriage. Maybe you gave birth to the person whilst you are just doing your way, or maybe accidentally or anything. You can bring this child again, but make sure the child is less than 18 or maybe 14 years, less than 14 years. And even your wife, make sure that your wife is above 18 years. If you said you want to bring your wife and your wife is under 18, or maybe, I think, yes, under 18, you can't bring her. She's supposed to be more than 18 years. And your parents, if you want to bring your mother, your father, they're supposed to be, when they are more than, let's say, 70s or maybe 60s, you have to get insurance for them once they arrive. And requesting for documents for those people must be as early as possible. Within 8 days, you're supposed to request for permit for them. You've had the tips on how or who to bring and who not to bring. Now you have to know the type of permit that allows you to bring your family over here. We have so many types of permits. Like for here in Italy, for instance, we have different type of permit, but not all the permits allows you to bring your family over here. For example, when you have asylum politico, which is the international protection, subsidiary protection, lavoro subordinato, which is for those who are working in the companies and stuff like that, and lavoro autonomo, lavoro domestico. If you have a steady permit, or family documents, you can also bring your family over here. Like if you have document less than 1 year, you cannot request for family reunion. Your permit shouldn't be less than 1 year. That is when you have like case especially, it's not easy for you to request for family reunion because most of the documents are less than 1 year. If you have like cura medico or maybe permesso di soggiorno per violenza sessuale, like for sex violence, this kind of permit won't allow you to do family reunion because they are less than 1 year. Now we know what the type of permit that we can bring our family with it. Now that you have all that, how are you going to do this? How are you going to request for family reunion? It is so easy. There are so many ways you can do this. You can do this by yourself through the Interior Minister's website, or maybe you can do this through syndicati, which is through other kind of association. Let's say we have the CGEL, and we have the ACRE, we have them a lot. One place I will always tell you to do all this thing is maybe Patronato, which mostly they are like free or maybe they don't charge that much. So Patronato is everywhere in Italy over here. In any region, any place you will have Patronato. If you cannot find this Patronato, you can just search it on your Google. Just write Patronato or maybe Patronati. If you just write this thing, it will show. Or maybe just write syndicati. If you write syndicati, it's going to remove all the association that will help you to request for everything. Maybe to do your permesso di soggiorno, to request for to request for maybe this family reunion. So you need to do this by yourself or maybe go through this process. If you have somebody who is so smart or maybe intelligent or who had knowledge on this kind of things, that person can also help you to do it in the house through your computer, through the Interior Minister's website. All that you have to get is the speed, which is your credentials to log in. So firstly, when you go there, definitely you have to register the site and just fill in all that it takes and register. And through the process, they will be requesting for the document that they need. If you have a lawyer, maybe a friend who is a lawyer who can assist you, that person can also help you do it. Now we know where to go and request for this. What are the documents needed for you to be able to request for this family reunion? So the documents you need are so simple. You will need a passport, which is both parties' passports. You will need your own passport and the person you want to bring. After that, you will need to have a photocopy of your permesso di soggiorno, which is the permits. And also you will need to have a codice fiscale, which is your, I think, tax identification number or whatsoever in English. So you need to have the codice fiscale, that is photocopy. And put in mind, all these documents that I'm saying, when you are going to submit it through these associations, or maybe you have to also have the original copy with you, but because when you go there, sometimes they might want to do a photocopy of your document, or maybe something happens, there's a change. So all the time, make sure that you have all the documents, the original copy with you before submitting all this thing. So now we've mentioned passport, we've mentioned codice fiscale, we've mentioned permesso di soggiorno. You have to also have marca da bollo, which is 16 euro marca da bollo, which you need to have two. One, you present one the day that you want to submit the document for the request, and one will be the day that you have to go and collect the nulla osta. So you have to put in mind you need two. You can decide to buy one and later buy the other one, but I think it's good to just buy it once and for all, which is two, and put one aside when you want to go and collect it. Then you present it and collect your nulla osta. And you also need certificato di residenza, which is Stato di Famiglia and Certificato di Residenza. This one is very important. Okay, it's very, very important. You need to have Certificato di Residenza and Stato di Famiglia. Stato di Famiglia basically means if you are married, or maybe you are single, or maybe you are not single, you understand. And the Certificato di Residenza, it means you have a resident where you are staying. Most of the people who are having asylum over here get it confused. They will say, why do I need that? Though you don't need to prove to them that you have a place you can hospitalize the person, but you need to prove to them that you have a place that you are staying. So definitely you need to have a residence. So you cannot be in the country without having a residence. Even if you are having hospitality, it's another way, because you need to have a residence. You need to have somewhere that you are staying. So you need to bring give them this thing and put in mind, when you go to Comune to go and collect this Certificato di Residenza and Stato di Famiglia, make sure that you tell them what you are going to do with it, so that they will just give you the right one, okay? Because on this certificate, it must shows that it's for immigration purpose, you understand? So you need to let them know what you are going to use this Stato di Famiglia and Certificato di Residenza for, then so that they will give you the original copy. The next most important thing or document that you will need is the marriage certificate. So you need to present the marriage certificate if you are going to bring your wife. If you are not going to bring your wife, or maybe you are going to bring only your children, or maybe your mom and your dad, you don't need to present marriage certificates. For those who are going to bring their wife, you need to present a marriage certificate. And this marriage certificate, people get it confused over here. Maybe they said you have to present the marriage certificate not in English, maybe in your country, or maybe in French. No, you need to present it in Italiano. This is the Italian language. So you need to present in this. So when you do this marriage certificate in your country, you must take it to your Italian consulate in your country, which means wherever you are, for them to translate it and legalize it for you, because it must look original in their language. So this is how it's supposed to be. Don't bring it over here. Many people say there are people over here who used to help. If you know somebody like this, no problem. Then you can just present it over. You can bring it over here and do it again. But I think maybe if you do it back home, even if it is going to cost you, let's say 5 euros in your country, here it's going to cost you 10 euros. You understand? So it's good you do it in your country. Better than bringing it over here and come and do it. But if you know somebody who is going to help you and make things very easy for you, you can just bring it over here and do it, which I don't to tell you to do so. So it's good you should do it back home, okay? Do it back home. And another advice for those who are having asilo over here is, my advice is, if you are having asilo and you want to bring your wife over here, put it in mind, when you first came here, did you inform them, or maybe let them know that you have a wife back home? If not, then you must be careful, because if you did not tell them that you have a wife and later you came out that you are married, and you with a marriage certificate from your country, how did you do that? Though sometimes these things people don't look up to, and they will do it and everything will go on well, but you must think about the future. What if something happens? So this is my advice for you. If you are having a asilo and you want to bring your wife and you did not get married to her before you travel, then I would advise you go to a nearby country close to you or wherever and get married over here. All the documents are supposed to be done in that country. That means you met the wife over there and you got married to her. Because if you told them you get married in your country, let's say 2020, once you didn't have to be in your country, how did you even go back home and get married? So you people, the people who are having asylum, must be careful over here. Know how to play your cards very well. Also, you will need a house contract. So you need to have a house contract, or maybe somewhere you are staying, and you need to have a limit. You don't just have a small room and say you want to bring 2 children, 1 wife, or maybe you want to bring your parents with that single room. It's not going to be possible. I'll post the size of the house, or maybe the room, or maybe the house you need for you to be able to do family reunion, and amount of people and the size of the house you need. I'll post it on my Instagram, which is the Black Malik. If you did not follow me, kindly go and follow me, and I've been posting important stuff over there. Anything I have that I think I cannot do video on it, I'll kindly post it over there. So if you do not follow me, just go and follow it. And also Black Malik Show on Facebook, I'll be posting things over there again. Follow this channel so that I'll be updating you guys on new things. So I'll post that one over there. So when you have the house contract and everything, you need to also do what? Register the house contract. Some of the house contract they used to give you people are all fake. Maybe the person gave you just 3 months house contract without renewing it, and you'll be in the house and that's it. Make sure that the house contract is good. And also, before you can do this family reunion, we are still on the house contract. Make sure that you already have the house contract more than 6 months. You just don't go and have 3 months house contract, or maybe you just rented a house and you want to do family reunion. Have it more than 6 months. So it's good like this. It's going to help you. Your things are going to be very fast. So put this in mind. So those who are having asylum politico, this is the place that you don't need to show anything. You don't need to show the size of the house. You don't need to show anything at all. Or that you have, if you have the house contract, hospitalita is good. And even those who need to show all this thing, if you have hospitalita, yes, you can also do family reunion with even hospitalita. But there are so many things you will need to prove that, yes, I have hospitalita, I want to do family reunion, this is what I have. Maybe I have a house or maybe a room, I want to bring my wife, and the contract and everything. And we also have contrato de casa gratuito, which is if somebody gave you a house, which is free house, you don't pay anything, that person must also give you a contract, which means a free house contract, which is there. You can get it anywhere that you go. So you need to have this one to prove that you are living in the house without paying any house rent. You cannot just say, I have the house and that's it. No, there must be a contract between you and the person who gave you the house. Speak of kudos to those who are having asylum political. You don't have to show the size, anything at all on this one. You understand? Another most important document over here is the contract, house, a working contract. This is also most important. You need to prove that you are working. You need to prove that you can sustain the people if they are here. You need to let the state know that you are capable of taking care of the people. Working contracts is very, very important. Also, your redditor, which is the code. So you need to prove all these things. You need to at least have 3 booster paga. If you have 1, 2 is okay, but at least 3 is good, because some places they will request for 3, some places they will just request for 1. So you need to have all these things. And the redditor, somebody will ask, how much should I get as a redditor for me to be able to bring my family over here? I think it's somewhere around 5,900 and something. And if one person, you want to bring one additional person, is half of that redditor, so which means it's going to be 8,000 something. If you want to bring 2 people, you add another 3,000, which is going to be 11,000. So you can do the calculation by yourself. As an individual person like this, you need to have somewhere around 5,900 and something redditor to sustain yourself in the country. So it's going to depend how many people you want to bring and how much you need to declare. You understand? And what if you just got a job and you don't have redditor? So there are some people, maybe they got the job after the redditor was being given out. So these people, you have some ways to do this. I forgot to say previously, if you are having contract of work, you need to present your booster paga, you need to present your redditor. There is a file that you have to get from the Interior Minister's website, which is not only there. Even if some association is doing it for you, that association will give you the file. They call it, I think, M3 or maybe S3. I think, yeah, M3. This file is a file that you have to give it to your datore de lavoro to sign it that he has really employed you. Okay, so you need to have that file in addition. Even whilst you are having a contract of work, your booster paga, your code and everything, you need to get that file again. It's auto-certification. So when you mean auto-certification, it doesn't have to be original. It's just kind of paper that you can stamp online and just let your datore de lavoro to fill it and sign it. That's all. But for those who are not having the redditor, okay, maybe you don't have the redditor, maybe you have to wait for next year before you are going to have your redditor. If you want to do your family reunion, you need to give this the same file, datore de lavoro, for him to sign that he has really employed you, and also to show on that file your redditor. You understand? Because the datore or maybe your company knows how much redditor you have. So you need to give them this file for them to show on it. So both parties need this. Those who are having the contract and everything, you need to give this datore di lavoro to feel it that he has really employed you. For you, the datore di lavoro doesn't have to show the reddito because you already have the code, you already have the certificato unica, you understand, certificazione unica, something like this. So you already have it. So if you have this reddito, you don't have to show it on the auto certificazione. But if you are not having the reddito on the auto certificazione, you need to show the how do you call it, the reddito on it, which your datore di lavoro have to do it. But you also have to bring your contract of work, your busta paga and everything. Since you cannot show the reddito, that's why they have to show the reddito on the M3 for you. Now we have all that it takes. We know the document that we have to take to the to request for the family reunion. We have everything. What next? After they've requested for this thing, it will take like 90 days or maybe less or maybe more. When they say 90 days, you know, in Italy it's like that. But this times, sometimes it do happen within these 90 days. When the 90 days reaches, they are going to give you the results. So the results will just come out for you to just go and collect the nulla osta. Within these 90 days, they have to wait for Questura to just go through all the document that you've sent to them, to just go through all the practical aspect of it, to know that you are really capable, or maybe you have all that it takes for you to bring your family. So after everything is done, you have to go to Prefettura to collect the nulla osta. Through Prefettura, you're going to get the nulla osta and they will legalize it for you over there. So that is when you have to take that marca da bollo, that 16 euro marca da bollo that you left, you have to take it over there to just go and collect the nulla osta. Now you've taken your nulla osta, what next? Now that you have your nulla osta, everything is going to depend on you and the country or maybe where your family are coming from. Because sometimes some people do make this mistake. When they collect the nulla osta, it's going to be a problem about getting a visa over there. Let's say in your country, for you to get a visa and come over here, is going to take some kind of, so you need to calculate very well. Time that you know your country, there will not be any block, or maybe there will not be a lot of people requesting for visa. If not, they are going to throw you, maybe give you a line for you to do or to wait. So you need to calculate all these things before you do your family reunion. One thing you must also put in mind is the visa have the nulla osta have how do you call it, expired date. So if it's expired and your family are not here, you've wasted time and money and everything. So you need to be careful whilst requesting for all this thing. I hope I've given you as much as I can for you to know the ups and downs of this family reunion. If there's something I did not add and you know, you can also comment down below and let us know how you did your own, how it went, how easy it is, how hard it is, and let us all know. Or maybe if you don't want to comment or maybe write in it, you can always hit me on my Instagram, which is the Black Malik, or maybe on my Facebook, Black Malik Show, and let me know how you did it. And if I have to redo this video or maybe make it look a little more easy and the way you did it, I'll kindly do it and let people know how it is, so that things will be very easy for all of us over here in Europe. I wish when we came, or maybe when we first arrived, there are things like this. Big ups to all the people who are doing video, informing people on how to do documents. One thing I have to also say is thank you guys for being part of this movement. You've taken the channel so far to a highest level. God bless you all. This is what we want, you know, this is really what we want. Now people don't have to even think of how they are going to renew their document or how to go about things. They already know. They already know what type of document they need. They already know how to do these things. But before, it wasn't like this. People have to think. People have to call a lot of lawyers. People have to, even a lawyer, you call a lawyer, they'll start speaking Italian language. You will not understand what the person is, what the person means. So now it is very easy, because when you want to renew your working permit, you already know the kind of document you need, where to go and submit it. Even you can do it by yourself. So thanks to all the people who have been sharing the video. This is the most important. The Facebook, the WhatsApp. God bless you all. You people are kind people. You people has helped a lot of people. Not only me alone, or maybe you people have been part of this movement. If you have my video, kindly do or share it to family and friends. Share it on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp. Let's do this together. God bless you. God be with you. I'm out. I'm Black.